So recently it's come in the news that Jaguar Land Rover is failing, yet again. And I have a few opinions on why that is. And what better vehicle to say that in than my 2003 Jaguar XJ8. So let's go and tell you those reasons. After this beeping goes away. So back in the late 80s, when Jaguar was still a private company, right off of British Leyland's ownership, they had two cars, the XJS, which was unreliable, and the XJ40, which was outdated at that point in time. And then Ford bought them in '89, and things turned around. They updated the XJS for the first time in almost 20 years, and the XJ40 was replaced soon after with the X300. Probably the most reliable Jaguar that was a inline six ever. Those are amazing cars. Very few issues with those. And they came out with the XK8. Great car, lovely styling. I think it's one of those cars in the 2000s that everyone loved. Since the 911 was kind of in the dark era for a lot of Porsche enthusiasts. You saw it in a lot of movies. Glass House, Big Fat Liar, just to name a few. I can think of more, but the ones I think of right now. Oh, James Bond, Die Another Day. Awful movie, but good car. And then we had the S-Type. You look back at those early 2000s rap videos, they're all over the place. You get this car, the X308, Jaguar XJ8. We had and then we're along the X-Type. I feel bad for that car. It was unfairly treated. Yes, it had Ford parts, so who cares? This car is Ford parts. I can go to the fuse box and show you the fuse from the Ford. It's not a problem. And because of that reason, the Jaguar X-Type was just not a good seller. If the Ford underpinnings had been ignored, the car would have been amazing. Instead, they started going downhill after that point. The S-Type got a update, which did not look the best. It wasn't the most reliable car in the world. I'll admit that. I mean, it does have issues, but the X-Type was really reliable. The X308 was really reliable, and the XK8 was amazing. So then, the 2000s come to a close, 2008. Ford sells Jaguar because of obvious financial problems, along with Aston Martin, Volvo, Land Rover, and I think Mazda. And then they have the XF, the new XJ, hideous car. I mean, that is not a Jaguar XJ at all. These new Jags. The XF, you can sort of see they could have done the quad headlights, but other than that, it's just not a Jaguar. No wood. The leather is plastic, and this is real. This is real leather. This is real leather. This on the handbrake's real leather. All real leather. Go look at an XF. It's plastic all over the place. No wood. It's aluminum or some carbon fiber. That's fake. I mean, because I can put carbon fiber in a Jaguar XF. Then we got. Or also, I need to mention before I move on from '08. Jaguar was the most reliable car in the world in 2008. Most reliable car in the world in 2008. Along with Buick. Above Lexus, above Toyota, above Porsche, above Mercedes, Jaguar. Imagine that. They went from the XJ40, unreliable, super unreliable, all the way to 2008 where they're the most reliable car company in the world. Imagine that. And then things started to go downhill. Title ownership, reliability is going downhill. Land Rover, it's always been unreliable. I mean, ask any Land Rover enthusiast. They'll try to ignore the question, but, you know. We all know Land Rovers. So then we had the F-Type, great car. Jaguar always was good with the sports cars. Then we had the XE. Looks exactly the same as the new XF, the refresh model, and it's really plastic inside. Plastic, fantastic. Yes, the X-Type is plastic, but it has the real wood in it. It has leather in it. I mean, I almost bought an X-Type back in 14, 15, 16, I don't remember what year it was, but it was really nice. It was manual, black on black. Perfect color choice of that car, and real wood. XF, XJ, plastic. And then we had the F-Pace. Completely does not look like a Jaguar. It looks like an Audi. Looks like a Mercedes-Benz. That's a trend in the new Jaguars. They look all like Audis from a decade ago. Then there we had the E-Pace. Same price as the F-Pace, and looks even worse. And then we have the I-Pace. That is the worst car I've ever seen come out of Jaguar. Worst car I've seen come out of any car manufacturing in the last 10 years. It's hideous. It's not belong in Jaguar showrooms. And they have this electric thing. They want to go electric because, you know, that's totally, it's trendy right now, you know, even though electric energy comes from coal. You know, it's the Tesla fanatics. It's the Tesla trend that has caused all these manufacturers to go to electric cars. And so Jaguar starts putting all their eggs in China. They should be focusing on the US, Europe, and China, not just China. So China decides they don't want Jaguar Land Rover anymore, and things go downhill real fast. So Jaguar's now struggling, and Land Rover's struggling because they put all their eggs in China, and then they have no focus in the United States or Europe, and that's hurting them. Now we have some good news, or possibly good news, we don't know yet. Jaguar enthusiasts out there. The XJ has been canceled. The modern one that's hideous, it's been on the market for over 10 years, almost 10 years. And Ian Callum is retiring. Who's designed the worst Jaguars of all time. The I-Pace, the E-Pace, the F-Pace. Sure he designed the F-Type, but does that really make up for all the awful cars he designed? I don't think so. This thing's beautiful. It's an 03 XJ8. I'll give a walk around of it. I mean, it's a real Jaguar. The modern stuff's not a real Jaguar. The quad headlights, the big grille. Classic Jaguar styling. Chrome. Here's the back seat. All real Jaguar. Yes, it has Ford parts. Is that really a problem when the modern cars look awful? They went from the most reliable in the world to now even behind Jeep and Fiat. I mean, that's a real big downgrade. Gosh, ignore the beeping. So I think if Jaguar went back to their classic styling, like the X300 concept they had a few years ago, I think 2011, made by I don't know, the car company. They had that, Jaguar would be amazing again. You know, I mean, it's not the best looking Jaguar, but it's much better than the X3 or X351, whatever they have now. And at least they brought back one retro car besides the F-Type. They make it not electric. At least we got it a V6. I mean, V6s are underpowered, I think, for these heavy cars, but it's what they can do with emissions. Anyway, that's it from me. This car also handles very well. Got a nice acceleration, and it's a real Jaguar, unlike what they make now. So, I don't know. I'm hoping Jaguar goes back to their roots. Land Rover just needs to be rebuilt from the bottom up. It needs a total refresh. Give it some reliable stuff. Sell it to Toyota. I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have it be a Toyota company than Indian, because Tata does not know what they're doing with these two companies. You know, Tata almost sold themselves to Ford back in 2003, but Ford thought it was completely useless, and so they didn't buy it. But oh, and one more point before I go. The new Jaguar design chief, he is on the Lotus Elise, the 2004 one, I think. Great looking car, retro styled, but not overboard of retro styling like some cars. I think Jaguar is on the right track to becoming going back to their roots. We need more reliability. We need more influence to make a car company that can make the cars more reliable electronically. See you guys later. Peace out.